Leadership skills? Excellent. This is where the rubber meets the road. Developing truly impactful leadership goes beyond a checklist. It involves continuous effort and a deep understanding of human dynamics. Let's break down each area with more depth. 1. Self-awareness, the foundation of authentic leadership. This isn't just about knowing you're good at X or bad at Y. It's a profound understanding of your inner landscape, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and how they interplay. Beyond the obvious, don't just list skills. Think about why you're good at something. Is it a natural talent, extensive practice, or a specific personality trait? Impact on others. How do your strengths influence your team? For example, if you're highly detail-oriented, does it empower or stifle your team's autonomy? If you're a big-picture thinker, do you miss crucial operational details? Weaknesses as opportunities. Instead of hiding weaknesses, acknowledge them. Can you delegate tasks that play to your weaknesses? Can you seek training or mentorship in those areas? Sometimes, a perceived weakness can even be reframed as a strength. E.g., being slow to decide might mean you're more thoughtful. Feedback is gold. Actively solicit feedback from peers, subordinates, and superiors. Create a safe space for honest input. Don't get defensive. Listen, reflect, and ask clarifying questions. Consider using tools like 360-degree feedback assessments, knowing your values and principles. Your moral compass. What truly matters to you? Integrity, innovation, collaboration, customer centricity, work-life balance? These values should guide your decisions and actions. Articulate your values. Can you clearly state your top 3 to 5 leadership values? If not, take time to reflect. When your actions align with your stated values, you build immense trust and credibility. Living the values. It's not enough to say you value something. You must demonstrate it consistently. If you value work-life balance, do you send emails at 2 a.m. and expect immediate responses? Identifying and adapting your leadership style. Beyond a single style. While you might have a natural preference, e.g., democratic, transformational, truly effective leaders are situational. They can shift their approach based on the team's maturity, the complexity of the task, and the urgency of the situation. Examples. Autocratic, necessary in a crisis or when quick, decisive action is needed, e.g., emergency response. Democratic, ideal for building consensus, fostering creativity, and empowering experienced teams. Transformational, inspiring a shared vision, encouraging innovation, and developing individual potential. Servant leadership, focusing on the growth and well-being of your team first, then the organization's success. Reflect. When have you instinctively used one style over another? What were the results? 2. Effective communication, the lifeblood of leadership. Communication isn't just about talking. It's about connecting, influencing, and ensuring understanding. Clarity and conciseness. Simplicity. Avoid jargon and overly complex language. Get to the point quickly and clearly. Structure. Organize your thoughts logically. Use bullet points or numbered lists for key information. Audience awareness. Tailor your message to who you're speaking to. What do they need to know? What's their background? Why? Always explain the why behind decisions or requests. People are more likely to buy in if they understand the purpose. Active listening. Beyond hearing, this means fully concentrating on what is being said, both verbally and non-verbally. Techniques. Paraphrasing. So if I understand correctly, you're saying X? This confirms understanding and shows you're engaged. Summarizing. Briefly recap what you've heard to ensure alignment. Asking open-ended questions. Can you tell me more about that? How do you feel about this idea? Nonverbal cues. Maintain eye contact, nod, lean in. Avoid distractions. Phone, computer. Listen to understand, not to reply. This is crucial. Resist the urge to formulate your response while the other person is still speaking. Providing constructive feedback. Timely and specific. Give feedback as close to the event as possible. Be precise about the behavior, not the person. When you did X, it resulted in Y versus you're always so disorganized. Actionable. Suggest specific ways for the person to improve. Focus on what can be changed. Balance. Use the sandwich technique, positive improvement area positive, or focus on feed forward, future-oriented advice. Deliver in private. Always deliver critical feedback one-on-one. Praise in public. Master storytelling. Engage emotions. Facts and figures are important, but stories resonate emotionally. They help people connect with your vision and remember your message. Purpose. Use stories to illustrate values, explain complex ideas, share successes, or motivate action. Personal touch. Don't be afraid to share relevant personal anecdotes, appropriately of course. 3. Building strong relationships, the engine of influence. Leadership isn't about hierarchy. It's about influence, which is built on relationships. Foster trust and respect. Integrity. Do what you say you'll do. Be honest, even when it's difficult. Transparency. Share information appropriately. Don't hoard knowledge. Consistency. Be predictable in your actions and reactions. Vulnerability. Admitting your own mistakes shows humility and builds trust. Fairness. Treat everyone equitably. Avoid favoritism. Delegate effectively, not just assign. Empowerment. Delegation is about giving people ownership and authority, not just offloading tasks. Match tasks to skills. Understand your team's strengths and development areas. Delegate tasks that challenge and grow them. Clear expectations. Define the desired outcome, resources available, and deadlines. Support. Don't micromanage. Provide guidance and support, but let them figure out the how. Step in when needed, but allow for mistakes as learning opportunities. Recognize and appreciate. Specific praise, great job on the report, is good, but I really appreciate how you took the initiative to research X for the report. It made a huge difference, is much more impactful. Timely recognition. Don't wait for annual reviews. Variety of methods. Public shoutouts, private notes, small gestures, development opportunities. Authenticity. Your appreciation must be genuine. Resolve conflict constructively. Address issues promptly. Don't let conflict fester. Focus on the issue, not the person. I'm concerned about the missed deadline versus you're always missing deadlines. Facilitate dialogue. Encourage open communication between parties. Help them find common ground and solutions. Mediation. Sometimes, you might need to act as a neutral third party to guide discussions. Seek win-win. Aim for solutions that benefit all involved, or at least minimize negative impact. 4. Vision and strategy. Navigating the future. A leader paints the picture of the future and sets the course to get there. Develop a clear and compelling vision. Inspiration. The vision should be aspirational, something people can rally behind. It answers the question, where are we going? Clarity. It must be easily understood by everyone, from frontline staff to senior executives. Relevance. Connect the vision to the organization's purpose and the team's daily work. Collaborative creation. Involve your team in shaping the vision. This fosters ownership. Set clear, smart goals. Specific. What exactly needs to be achieved? Measurable. How will you know if you've achieved it? Achievable. Is it realistic given resources and constraints? Relevant. Does it align with the vision and broader objectives? Time-bound. When will it be completed? Cascading goals. Ensure individual and team goals align with higher-level organizational goals. Think strategically. Anticipate. Look ahead for potential challenges, opportunities, and trends. Scenario planning. Consider different future possibilities and develop contingency plans. Resource allocation. Where should resources, time, money, people be deployed for maximum impact? Root cause analysis. Don't just fix symptoms. Identify and address the underlying problems. Systems thinking. Understand how different parts of the organization interact and influence each other. Be adaptable and agile. Embrace change. The business landscape is constantly evolving. Leaders must be comfortable with ambiguity and change. Iterate and learn. Don't strive for perfection. Strive for progress. Be willing to test ideas, learn from failures, and adjust. Open to new ideas. Encourage innovation and diverse perspectives. Don't be afraid to pivot if a strategy isn't working. 5. Inspire and motivate, igniting passion. A leader doesn't just manage tasks, they ignite the fire within their team. Led by example, walk the talk. Integrity. If you expect punctuality, be punctual. If you expect hard work, demonstrate it. Attitude. Your energy is contagious. A positive, resilient attitude can uplift the entire team. Accountability. Hold yourself to the same standards, or higher, that you hold your team. Empower your team. Autonomy. Give people the freedom to decide how they will achieve their goals, not just what they need to do. Resources. Ensure they have the tools, training, and support necessary to succeed. Remove roadblocks. Proactively identify and eliminate obstacles that hinder your team's progress. Foster a positive work environment. Psychological safety. Create an environment where people feel safe to take risks, voice ideas, and admit mistakes without fear of punishment or humiliation. Collaboration. Encourage teamwork, information sharing, and cross-functional cooperation. Growth mindset. Promote a culture of continuous learning and development. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge progress along the way, not just the final outcome. Be resilient and optimistic. Bounce back from setbacks. Show your team that challenges are opportunities for growth, not reasons to give up. Maintain perspective. During tough times, help your team see the bigger picture and focus on what they can control. Communicate hope. Even when things are difficult, convey a belief in your team's ability to overcome obstacles. 6. Continuous learning and development. The growth mindset. The best leaders are lifelong learners. Seek out new knowledge. Read broadly. Books, articles, journals on leadership, industry trends, psychology, etc. Attend workshops and conferences. Learn from experts and network with other leaders. Online courses/MOOCs. Leverage digital resources for specific skill development. Stay curious. Ask questions, explore new ideas, and challenge assumptions. Solicit and act on feedback. Structured feedback, performance reviews, 360-degree feedback, formal mentorship. Informal feedback, regular check-ins, asking, "What could I do better?" Show you're listening. Implement changes based on feedback and communicate those changes. This builds trust. Mentor and be mentored. Be a mentor. Guide and support others' growth. This not only helps them, but also reinforces your own leadership principles. Find a mentor. Seek out experienced leaders whose style you admire. Learn from their successes and failures. A mentor can provide invaluable guidance and a sounding board. Reflect and adapt. Regular self-assessment. Set aside time to think about your leadership performance. What went well? What could have been better? Journaling. Document your experiences, insights, and learning points. Experiment. Try new approaches and evaluate their effectiveness. Don't be afraid to iterate on your leadership style. 7. Decision-making, navigating complexity. Leaders are constantly making decisions, from the mundane to the monumental. Gather information, but don't paralysis by analysis. Data-driven. Seek out relevant data and facts. Diverse perspectives. Consult with team members, subject matter experts, and stakeholders. Encourage dissenting opinions to avoid groupthink. Understand limitations. Recognize when you have enough information to make a good decision and when more is needed. Consider consequences, short-term and long-term. Stakeholder impact. How will your decision affect different groups? Employees, customers, shareholders, partners. Ripple effect. Think about unintended consequences down the line. Risk assessment. Evaluate the potential risks and benefits of each option. Be decisive. Confidence, not arrogance. Once you've gathered information and weighed options, make a clear decision. Indecisiveness can breed uncertainty and frustration. Communicate the decision. Clearly articulate what was decided and why. Take ownership. Stand by your decisions, even if they're unpopular. Learn from mistakes. Postmortem. When a decision doesn't go as planned, conduct a thorough review. What factors contributed to the outcome? No blame game. Focus on learning, not assigning blame. Adjust future behavior. Apply the lessons learned to improve your decision-making process next time. Putting it all together, your leadership journey. Leadership is a craft honed through practice. Start small. Don't wait for a formal title. Volunteer to lead a project, mentor a junior colleague, or take initiative in a team meeting. Observe others. Pay attention to leaders you admire and those you don't. What can you learn from their actions? Seek opportunities. Actively look for situations where you can practice and stretch your leadership muscles. Embrace discomfort. Growth often happens outside your comfort zone. Be patient. Developing strong leadership skills takes time, effort, and a willingness to learn from every experience. By delving into these areas with intention and consistent effort, you'll not only become a more effective leader, but also a more impactful and respected individual.